Welcome to Hacking Your Leadership. I'm Chris, and welcome to this week's Thoughtful Thursday. A huge thanks to everyone listening right now. In the next 30 days, Hacking Your Leadership will reach 1 million downloads, and that wouldn't have happened so quickly without all of you sharing the show with your friends and coworkers. As we near the end of this year and this decade, please know your support is very much appreciated. All right, for this week's episode, I want to talk about happiness. I've been noticing a several years-long downswing in what I'll call the happiness index, if that's an actual thing. It's anecdotal, meaning it's just a feeling or a perception I have based on interactions I see and people I talk to. People just seem to be less happy. And I'm sure there are several reasons for this. I think it'd be lazy to characterize it as having a single cause. Social media plays a role. No one's life is as great as they make it seem, but for some reason we often forget this and we end up comparing our own lives with the fake lives of others. The cost of living contributes to it. The days of being able to buy a house in your mid-20s and raise a family on a single income are long gone in most places. The speed of technology is part of it. 2 generations ago, a person could have one job their whole life. 1 generation ago, you could have 2. Currently, you need to plan on having 5 or more, and this uncertainty can eat away at a person long term. There are many others, but I don't really want to focus on the causes here. I want to focus on our roles as leaders when it comes to happiness. Most leaders work in the same building with the people reporting to them, and they interact with those people daily. I can speak from experience when I tell you that having a leader who is a genuinely happy person is among the most important elements in high performance and high employee engagement. When employees don't perceive their leader as being happy, they begin to walk on eggshells around them. They avoid them. Eventually, they start talking to their peers and forming a consensus around this perception. It feeds itself and it becomes incredibly difficult to undo. I once heard from a leader of mine that I needed to find a way to take my job seriously without taking myself seriously, and I firmly believe these words. A leader whose baseline mood isn't happy is a leader who takes themselves too seriously and a leader who isn't good at gratitude. Because leaders I know who are good at showing gratitude and who don't take themselves too seriously are incredibly happy people. How could you not be? If you're able to see the good in all the people around you, if people don't easily make you cynical, if you find joy in the good things that happen to you, you will tend to be a happy person. Being happy is like putting on deodorant. You should feel a responsibility to those around you to make it happen. Because your happiness, or lack thereof, is contagious. Happy leaders produce happy employees, and frustrated leaders produce frustrated employees. And it's not enough to be happy just most of the time. Many of your coworkers and direct reports may only interact with you a couple times a week. If they aren't seeing the happy times, and they happen to catch you only when you're frustrated, or when your job is getting to you, or when you're having a hard time showing gratitude, this becomes who you are in their eyes. People's perception of us is only the sum of the most recent 10 or 12 interactions. And if those interactions only last a few minutes each, this means your people's opinion of you might be based on 15 or 20 minutes of the last month of your life. If you're listening to this right now, and you're worried about that 15 or 20 minutes some of your people may have seen from you, it might be a good time to rethink how you carry yourself at work. I'm not going to say this is easy, it's not. Remember, happiness and lack of happiness are easy to perpetuate once you're in a good rhythm, but it's not easy to change course if you've been a certain way for a long time. What can make it easier, though, is transparency with your people around your goals and asking for help with accountability around them. They say the best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago, and the second best time to plant a tree is right now. Start being very intentional around being happy at work, and you'll be shocked at how your employees respond. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on Monday.